we are all using the name with the intention of referring to one particular person, the dominant source of the information. So we've all got this habit, we all have this particular, we all share a particular cluster of knowledge and cell sense, a whole body of descriptions that we associate with the name. So we all have this in our repertoire, that dossier and that thing is the dominant source. And we all know that this is going on, that we're all using that name with the intention of referring to that dominant source. We've got this procedure of using the name to refer to X, that is to say, with X as the dominant source of the body of information that we associate with NN. And then, in any particular case, when I use the name Napoleon, what I'm doing is, you know that all that's going on, I know that all that's going on, I'm relying, when I use the name Napoleon, on the fact that you know about him, that it's all common knowledge in the whole community that we're all using the name Napoleon in this way. And it doesn't matter whether Napoleon matches any particular description that you or I might be using. What matters is whoever's the dominant source, whoever we're all intending to refer to when we use that name. So it's not enough just that he's the dominant source of my body of information and the dominant source of your body of information. It's that we all know that we're all using the same name with pretty much the same reference. And we're relying on that when we talk. So that's a little bit complicated, but it's not very complicated. I mean, the idea, you can see what the basic idea is that we don't each refer, how should I say, we don't each refer one by one, solipsistically, not caring about what anybody else is referring to, using the name. When you use the name, you mean to be relying on the fact that everybody's using it to refer to the same thing. Okay, that's basically it for evidence theory. That's it. Now you know how reference works. Right? Is that really plain as day? Yeah? Okay, very good. Okay. I think evidence theory is more general. Nobody's confused by anything in that. One of it is very good. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me do this as an exercise. Consider the story of Spot. Remember Spot? Remember how the reference to the name Spot shifts? How does it work here? Who's the dominant source of the body of information associated with the name Spot? Yeah. Sorry? Is that right? Suppose the early, this is kind of like Napoleon, suppose the early dog had been with the family 14 years, and then the new dog's only been around for a year or two. Yeah. But in the evening, the youngest child is telling a story about what Spot did that afternoon. Who's she referring to? Would you want to say, that's all completely mistaken, Spot died years ago? And who's the dominant source then? Yeah. So it's not just who lived longest. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, it will depend on which bits of the dossier are active at any one moment. Yeah. 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 So it gives the right. It seems to me it gives the right result in the case of Spot. Yeah, the reference shifts depending on, just as you say, on the context, on what bits of the dossier are active, what the reasons are for our interest in Spot at this moment, whoever's the dominant source of the relevant information there. So this is just the right thing to be saying. It seems to me. Yeah.
Seems like though, if you're referring to the other Spot unit, the context and everything makes it seem like you're referring to the Spot that's around now. Let's say that when you were one, the old Spot bit you,
Yeah.
so you were like radically affected by that Spot.
Yeah, radically traumatized. Yeah.
So if you're saying even if you see Spot is sick, then you say Spot's sick.
Yeah.
It seems like you can still be referring to that one Spot that was even around for years because it's like so radically
Traumatizing. Right. Okay, so I get bit, and that made me the sour, bitter individual I am today. Then I see the new Spot sick, and I say, Spot's sick, good. Right, that kind of thing. And so you want to say the intended reference there is the one that bit me? Yeah. That is interesting because there it's not quite. It's a way of bringing out how you could fill out that notion of dominant source, because it's not that my reasons. I agree with you on that. I mean, I have the same. Sounds the same to me that you're talking about the original Spot in that case. But if I say good, you know, that's what clinches it for me that I'm talking about the original Spot. Yeah. But it's not so much that that's the reason I was interested in the item at all. It's not exactly that. That's how come I got interested in Spot in the first place. Because I might just have liked dogs. Yeah. So, but it's something like what's most important, what's most salient, what is most vivid to me in my emotional life about Spot is that bite. Yeah, that's what did it, and that's what makes original Spot the dominant source. It's something about what is most emotionally important about the thing. Yeah, something like that is what's making it the dominant source. Yeah, because he's contributing the thing that was most salient in that sense. Yeah.
Can we kind of find out which one is the most emotionally salient Spot by say telling the boy or the person that this Spot is not really Spot, and in that case that maybe the boy would not be so emotionally concerned with the other person's Spot.
Very good. Yeah.
That happens, then we can tell that he really cares about the old Spot. He really cares about his new one insofar as he believes it's the old one. But if he
Yeah.
then says, oh, I don't care, this is my Spot.
Right.
Then you can tell it's the other one.
Very good. Yeah, you give the owner some gigantic vet bill, right? And then you say, but then you tell the story, right? Sorry, yeah. And then you say no, that dog died a year or two ago. And then you see he still pays the bill, something like that. Yeah, that will affect who's the dominant source. Yeah, I'm just playing back to you what you just said. Yeah, yeah. No, I share that sense. Yeah, it's who you really mean to be talking about. Which one matters to you? Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah. Oh. Did you say keying or being? Okay, right. Okay. Yeah. And so they're both equally annoying and in just the same way. Is that the thing? Yeah, it's hard to tell there. If you say Spot drives me mad, Yeah, spot has destroyed most of the furniture, something like that. Which one are you referring to? Yeah. I think the thing about that is, tell me if this is right, my intuition about which one is the dominant source there is not very clear. Yeah, because it's not like this last case where there's one single traumatic episode. The trauma is it was spread over many episodes, right? And they're both equally involved in that spread out trauma. But so I don't actually have a definite intuition about which one's the dominant source. But equally, I don't have a definite intuition as to which one you're referring to. Yeah. So it seems to me that in this kind of case, your intuition about what's the dominant source and your intuition about which one's being referred to, they go together. You know, and it's indefinite in this kind of case. It seems to me. Yeah. Yeah.
How does the community of information do it? I mean, it seems like there is a community where so there's like 3 people channel.
That's right. It is like that.
Or even if it is, like they might mean different things by it. Like the traumatized boy might refer to the old spot, but the
Very good.
care
Very good.
kid might refer to the new spot.
Very good.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I strongly I share that sense. Okay. Right, there are lots of different cases here. Right? This definition applies most obviously to a name like Homer or Aristotle, where there really is a community, and a good big community extending over many years, right, centuries, referring to, using the name to refer to that person with a particular associated body of information. Yeah. So this definition makes most sense for that case. It doesn't work so well, I agree. I mean, it sounds kind of un-American to say that a family is not a community. I mean, what do you say about the family? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. That is that's what he has in mind, something much bigger. Within a family, you'd be much more likely to allow people to go their own ways. You say, I use it to refer to this one, you use it to refer to that one. Yeah. So there might be a shared communicate. Well, they know they know what's going on in each other's mind. And the thing about let's take this slowly. Right, okay, let's take this slowly. There are just different cases here. The thing about a large community, like the one of people who talk about Aristotle or Homer, the thing about that is that you can talk to a classical scholar you've never met before about Aristotle or Homer. You have no idea what's going on in their mind, and it's their use of language that reveals to you what's going on in their mind. Right? So there, you are just relying on the fact that you're in this community where it's common knowledge that everybody uses the name in this way. Yeah. So that's the benefit of this kind of use of language, that someone you don't know at all, you can talk to and find out about, exchange information about, they can give you information that reveals their mind to you, because you can take your grasp of your understanding of what they're saying as coming first. You understand what they're saying, even though you have no idea what's going on in their mind, yeah, because there's this kind of thing going on. Now, the great thing about a family is that it's smaller, but the gain you get is that you actually do know quite a bit about the minds of the people you're in a usual case anyway, right? However alien they might seem, you do know quite a bit about their minds, yeah. So you can actually rely on that to you can use your insight into their mind to give you some grip on which one they're talking about. Yeah. The distinguished philosopher David Kaplan says that his mother had a psychiatrist called Dr. Jones, a regular family physician called Dr. Jones, and a neighbour who annoyed her very much called Dr. Jones. And so they would have a conversation in which she would make remarks like, so I told Dr. Jones about Dr. Jones, and he said I should ask Dr. Jones about that. And you can do that kind of cross-talk with someone you know well, right? You just rely on your knowledge of their take on things to tip you off what's going on. Yeah. Whereas in this kind of case, with somebody you didn't know at all, you really have no idea. Yeah. They are. That's right. Yeah, that's very good. I mean, that also connects to that question about the incontinent dogs, right? That sometimes it is not definite who you're referring to, and the theory will respect that. You don't want a theory to give you definite answers to questions that actually don't have definite answers. Yeah, that's your point. Yeah, that's all taken. Yeah. Sorry, can you do that louder? Right. Well, it's one thing to say you've only got a sketch of a theory, you haven't filled in all the details yet, but I think the point of the last question was you don't even want to fill in all the details because the phenomenon is not of reference is not definite at every point. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, we've sorted out proper names. That's great. We can leave it there. And actually, I want to talk a bit about how Evans' theory applies in more basic cases, but I think that is really pretty much where we are today. I think that some theory like this is probably what most people would think is as close to correct as we have got. So you have got to the state of the art at this point, and any critique or any progress you can make with this is actually progress. So it's kind of over to you at this point. Figure it out. Take it to the next phase. Okay, I want to remark that this follows up that comment about families, that names are not the only ways of referring to the world, and maybe they're not even the most basic ways of referring to the world. There are ways of referring to this chair, that table, this man at the end, the screen, that aren't using names at all. They're just using terms like this table, that person, that aren't names, and there is no practice of using the term to refer to any particular thing. The whole point about these terms is they shift their reference from case to case, but you're using them on the basis of perception. So if you say, I mean, the whole thing about a name like Napoleon is that you can use it to refer to an object you can't see, an object that is hidden from view. If you get a term like this table, then you use that to refer to something on the basis that you can see it, on the basis that you can perceive it one way or another. But what does it take to be perceiving an object? Let me give you an example. Suppose, here's a kind of classic philosopher's example. Suppose there's a tomato. Here's a tomato. You can see the tomato, right? And this is you, as seen from the top, right? Okay? Now suppose you're looking directly in line at the tomato, but unexpectedly, there is a mirror in the way that you don't see at 45 degrees. You with me so far? And now suppose that off to your right there is another tomato, and it, if I'm drawing this correctly, is reflected in the mirror, so that it looks to you as if there is a tomato at exactly this place, right? So you have a tomato dossier, right? That's all right. You're getting a whole bunch of tomato-based information, okay? And which tomato best matches the information in your dossier? The one behind the mirror or the one over here? The one behind your mirror, behind the mirror. Well, in your dossier, you have information about where the tomato is right in front of you, a couple of yards, right? Which tomato best matches that information? Which tomato actually is at that place? The one behind the mirror, right? Which tomato can you see? Can you see the one that is behind the mirror? No, because there is a mirror in the way. So, follow me very closely. Which tomato you're seeing is not the one that best matches your perceptual dossier of information. The tomato you're seeing is the dominant source of your information. This is the one that is generating all that information, even though the information is not completely accurate about it. But it's the one you can see. So perceiving an object demands that it should be causally affecting you. When you see the object, you're getting a cluster of information. That's what vision is. That's what your perceptual system is. It's a way of generating a whole bunch of information about a thing, building up a dossier about a thing. And which thing you see is the one that's the dominant source of the cluster of information. Yeah.
So what if you're not concerned with the details of the video? That you just are really hungry to see in front of you, and that's like 98% of why you're caring about there's tomato there. Then
Very good.
that's why you're interested.
Very good, yeah, yeah. So then, well, how would that affect what's the dominant source, though? Can you spell that out? Would that make the one behind the mirror? Would that make the one behind the mirror the dominant source?
But the only reason you care about it is that there is a tomato there, not about the visual, like not about the details of the color or anything like that.
That's right, yeah.
So I don't know. Doesn't that affect why you care? Like,
It will affect why you care, and it will affect what it takes to be the dominant source. Right? I think what you're saying there is completely correct. It won't affect this example. I mean, it's a great idea, but it won't affect this example because the way I set it up, the one behind the mirror is not affecting you at all. You see what I mean? So it doesn't matter how you rig it. It's not going to be in any sense the dominant source because it's not a source, dominant or not. Yeah, this is the only one that's a source of anything. But your point really will matter for the kind of case like the rugby players where you've got a tangle of limbs there, and which one you could be said to be seeing. That might really depend on why you're interested in the scene, what you're trying to focus on. Yeah. I mean, you need something where you have a kind of tangle of tomatoes, as it were. You see what I mean? It would take a little while to think through the example, but your point really will matter when you come to think about other cases. Yeah. Yeah.
I think your point kind of brings out the distinction between seeing and inferring. So it seems like we can see the reflected tomato, so we can refer to the original. If I'm telling you I want that tomato, hungry, I'm actually referring to the ones you're enemy, but it's not what I'm seeing is not what I'm seeing. Can be reflected.
Yeah, I don't get that you're referring to it. I mean, remember, it's completely hidden by the mirror. You really have no idea about this one. Yeah, it's not that you're seeing it a bit, or it's a kind of partial mirror or something. You're just not getting it at all. It might as well be behind a wall. It's just a coincidence that there's one there. At that place, yeah. Yeah, that's the way the example would work if you were getting information from both of them. Are we going over time? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, well, let me just say, this applies to memory as well. And let's leave it at that. Okay. Thank you for being so patient. I'm sorry for going over time.